Folks.
I'm doing this off the top of my head. I didn't prepare nothing.
That's okay. You've given two.
But except I looked at that ring and I thought, well, if I could show them a little bit of, not the whole process, like just tell them what to do.
Anything they need to know? Anything we need to know? I need to know. But we're live. So we already have one person. Tangerine! Hello! We're teaching about dream catchers. Do you want to hold this or do you want me to hold it?
You could hold.
So we're here with Winnie. I had said that we were going to be here around 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but we had some fun computer issues, and I had to change the parking of my car because of the city's snow removal. And welcome to Northern Ontario, where things are on niche time. We get there when we get there. Hey, okay. So she's saying hi to you, all these hearts and stuff.
Honey, hello. Waka.
So we're doing. She's going to be giving some teachings on the dream catcher today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the last time when you were here, you gave the teachings on the medicine wheel, and that had the most view time still to date of all of my videos that I've ever been doing since June.
Yeah.
You had on that day 17 hours of view time plus all the times that people were watching afterwards.
Wow.
Yours is the very best video on all of my videos.
Holy,
like,
okay, let's keep it up.
Like mine are like this much.
Yeah.
Yours was like on the analytics, that spikes up. It's the tallest spike in all the graphs.
Okay.
So
well, thanks to all of you. We are talking a little bit about the medicine wheel. This is a little bit different. I mean, sorry, the dream catcher. This is a little bit different because there, a friend of ours used a branch and did his thing with it. When we do dream catchers, it's usually the round, just like the medicine wheel. And again, the teachings of the circle, for those that were not here the last time, is that in the circle we are all balanced, not equal, but balanced. And so from that circle, we have that deer height. Today's Sunday, by the way. My mind is still coming up. I do a strip of like this, something like this, and it goes all around the ring. And I usually start at the top, and by the time I come back, I could tie it at the top and tie the ends. And from there, you know the teachings about the deer height. That's what we use to go around the ring. The deer.
So why don't we explain just for so what she's talking about is having a circle.
Yes.
Made of what, willow? Like a willow branch or something? And then going around and around and around all of the branch itself.
Let me try getting a circle.
And then coming back up to the top, and she would have one strip of hide that goes all the way around and back up to the top with enough of the tassel to hang it up.
Oh, jeez.
And she's done it so many times that she knows what length she needs for the size of circle.
Sorry, but I did have a circle ready. A ring.
Hey Johnny, how are you? So you
anyway,
can hear me, Celtic?
Let's not bother with that for now.
We can imagine a circle. We have a problem. This is good.
Okay, there'll be other times when we could show.
Yeah. So we have a few people already.
What did they say? I can't really read.
No, they're saying hello and hello to each other, and that this is beautiful.
All right. Okay, the dream catcher. I will tell you the teaching that I got when I first started learning Ojibwe. I'm not Ojibwe myself, so my teachings are always just a little bit different because I put together my own teachings with Ojibwe's. But the Ojibwe teaching is that there was a young girl called Many Moons, and she lived in the Sioux Nation. I don't know where in the United States it was, but they had a very good hunting grounds. They had everything available to them. And excuse me, the other nations around the Sioux Nation wanted that hunting area for themselves. So they would try and fight the Sioux people. So this many moon girl, she's 9 years old. She had witnessed so much suffering amongst her people and amongst those that they took as prisoners, and started getting nightmares. Hang on a minute. Started getting nightmares. Every night she would wake up screaming or crying, and her mom would hold her. And this went on for a long while. And finally, one night when she woke up from a nightmare, she decided, I'm not going to sleep anymore. And this is many moons, thinking that she was not going to sleep anymore that night. And she took her bedding and went outside. And just outside their teepee, she put her bedding down under a tree and thought she'll lie here and look at the stars. So she fell asleep. She, without even trying, she fell asleep. And in the morning, she woke up refreshed, feeling, rested. And she thought, oh, what a good feeling. I didn't have nightmares. So the day went by, and she told her mother about what she had done. So that night again, she asked her mother if she could sleep under the tree again. So the mother said, well, it's just outside the door, so go ahead. And she went out and she fixed her little bed under the tree again and fell asleep, slept right through the night. Not a nightmare. Nothing. She woke up in the morning and she thought, this 9-year-old little girl, looking around, thought, what is it about this area that does not give me the nightmares? And right beside her, while she's looking around, she noticed a dream catcher. Not a dream catcher, but
Spiderweb.
spider's web. A spider. And this one, I wish we had a white
Background. That's
white background. Excuse me, sorry. I should have.
so she's explaining the legend
Yeah,
of the teachings. I guess white people would call it a legend, but the teachings of the Dreamcatcher.
let's just use this. I want people to see.
About the workings of the spiderweb.
I want the people to see how the back,
Yeah.
how it looks. You could see the web much better. So many moons woke up and found this dream catcher, and she's looking at it, and there's a tiny little spider, and the spider said to her, I am grandmother spider, and I have been sent by the creator to help with your nightmares. And I'm going to teach you how to make my web. And as you know, when you see a web, there's flies and other stuff that's stuck there and it won't get out. So grandmother spider said to them, there is a way that the good dream spirits, when they come through to the sleeping person, and usually with the dream catcher, we hang it up over the window, and um, according to the legend, the dream spirits come through the window. And what they have to do, when once they hit the dream catcher, the good spirits knew how to walk through the path to the center where there's a hole. And from there, they go to the sleeping person. Whereas the nightmare spirits, are stuck, that they don't know the pathway to the center of the dream catcher. And they'll stick there and fight. The harder they fight, the more tangled up they become. And in the morning, if you could lift this up just a bit more, it's where you could see these,
Oh,
the
okay.
bottom. Usually there's feathers down. Mine, I've got a little boy who loves stuff like this. So our feathers are gone. But the legend is that when the sun comes up in the morning, all the nightmares that are stuck on the dream catcher melt down into the bottom and goes into the feather. And the nightmares are powerless over the child that lived that many moons. So the spider, that grandmother spider, told many moons to get a branch and bend it. These willow branches are the ones that are very easy to bend and then tie them together. And I don't have the things ready. I wish I had, but you start at the top and you just go over and hook all the way around, and then your second row starts here.
There are some how-to videos on how to make
Oh,
dream
okay,
catchers on
great. You
YouTube.
could see that.
So we could look at
Mhm.
just focusing on the teachings of the dream catcher.
Okay.
But if we want to come back on a different day, and if you want to give a workshop on how to make dream catchers, then that would be good too, if you're
Mhm.
willing to.
Yes,
If people want to.
yeah, it takes a while, especially for those that have not ever made the dream catcher, to do that. So the story after that is that many moons told her parents about what she had learned from grandmother spider. So they made one for their teepee, hung it up. Everybody slept good from that day on, and then they went to the chief and told the chief about their new knowledge. And of course, the chief told them share it with every community uh, member, and they got together and they dream catchers, and that's the thing that dream catcher stands for, um, protecting. And in the traditional times, they'd make little dream catchers and put them on the technogan, those cradles that have a little board here. Technogan? No, what is it? Yeah, technogan, the cradle boards.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and they would put the little dream catchers
On the.
on the.
Oh, you mean like they play music on top of the crate, the
No,
crib?
no, no, no. The cradle board is made so that the baby is straight and stands, or sideways, lays down, and they put all different little
Danglies in front of them.
dangling in front of. There's a board that goes like this above,
Mhm.
and on the side they put the dream catcher.
So they can see.
And yeah, so
It's kind of like a mobile, like a
yeah,
little dangling mobile.
so
the baby can see.
if you look under cradle boards, you will see pictures, and even they're coming back now. They also have the moss backs. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're in traditional times, and now this is different from the dream catcher. The moss backs, we didn't have diapers, we didn't have pampers, we didn't have any of that stuff. So what the women would do is they would gather moss and put it in. They made a little sleeping bag, like a sleeping bag, and they put all that moss inside the sleeping bag, put the baby in, tie her up, and then that not only does her arms are down as well. She is
I've seen
right
this.
tied up,
Yeah.
And the teaching again there is that she needs to use her ears, her eyes, her nose, her taste. Those senses are more focused if the baby cannot move around.
Okay.
Not only that, the back needs to be supported, and that's where the mouse would be at the bottom part. And every now and again throughout the day they change it, and that's why they call it the mouse back.
So you're saying the mom has to use all of her senses to smell and taste the air that her child has pooped in the bag. Is that what you're saying? And that if the baby
This
is not
has nothing to do with the mom, really.
Okay.
That the teaching is that the mouse bag not only is useful for like putting the baby, changing the baby's diapers and whatnot, but because the baby is not able to move around, has to concentrate on the seeing, the hearing, the smelling, the tasting
Okay.
of any the air, the hear the sounds. Okay, so those senses were um, how could I say, they were focused on. Whereas if you have the baby moving around,
It's a distraction.
Yeah, distraction. So anyway, that's the story. That's the teaching about the cradle boards. And this dream catcher, they would hang on the cradle board. There's a little board that's right above the cradle board at the back. It's up like that, and they have the cradle. And as they grow older, uh, these are dream times. And I know you believe in what do you call that? Dream time, a different dimension where while you're sleeping, your spirit is going.
That can happen.
Yes. And but that the native people taught that in the traditional time. So when a child is sleeping and they're dreaming, and it happens that they're going off,
like an astral projection.
Yeah, out to play. The dream catcher is sort of like a solidifier, grounded. That anything that has to come into the TP at that time had to go through that little hole. So whether it's good spirits or bad spirits doesn't have to be dreams. Anything that came had to follow the directions of the creator to get through that. That the center is usually way smaller than that. You could see how big the center is here. But the most dream catchers they have that little quirk. Yeah, and that's it. That's the dream catcher. Hopefully I'll have one made the next time we go into another teaching. I happened to while I was getting the paperback, excuse me, for further. Uh, if you are more interested, we have the clan teachings. We have the Indian commandments, the all kinds of little, the seven grandfathers.
You know what? Let's do the seven grandfathers next time.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, the personality is really interesting, but it takes time, and it takes it'll if you wanted to know your personality, you would have to participate at the time. So we could maybe did we do your personality? You know, what's your spirit name?
You're supposed to be telling me that.
Did you give me the?
I did give you tobacco. But you know what I've been saying when I'm in circle? I've been saying, my spirit name is simmering in the universe. Because it's simmering in the universe until you give it to me. So far I've been saying, My spirit name
Did
is
I tell you that?
no. No, I'm just saying it's
Then why did I call you Butterfly?
no. I call myself Butterfly on my channel because they don't know my name.
Oh, right, that's right. Okay.
I'll edit a little bit afterwards, people. We only have a few people. There are some people online actually who know because I was using my own name before.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
But you know what? I think I knew that this moment would come some point. I think at some point, at least my first name will spill out into the universe.
Yes.
At some point, you just kind of got to go with it, you know.
Yeah, the thing, another teaching I will share with you real quick is to be true to who you are.
Mhm.
And give yourself, if you haven't gotten your name, see an elder and get them to bring out your name. My spirit name, I shouldn't say spirit name. I am Lakota, but my name is Winnie Piruan, Winnie. So when you say, let's say you're called Butterfly, which you are, according to that, you would say, I am Butterfly. My name is.
Yeah, actually, I worked on that. You want to see?
Yes. So there's other things. So
see, I'll show you. Winnie, I got just to follow up on that here. I go, so, Ani Wanebozu, butterfly, and this Nikas. This is how you spell it, but this is how you say, like Martin Clan. So it's Joshua Bizens, Dodem, Ninda Au, and Swap. Well, I don't know if I should say that out, but anyways, in Ninjiba. In Dunjiba.
Dunjiba.
Yeah, because this would give the place where the crossroads meet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. And the thing,
Yeah.
Would, and I had told you on Facebook, and this is for everyone. You have there's two parts to you, two main parts. You have the physical and you have the spiritual. Very different. My physical name is Winnie. My spirit name, which you don't see, is Lopodak. Lopodak is the sling used in our traditional hunting times, and that's my name. But I'm named after, like that name has been coming down for many hundreds of years. And for people who have not been given their traditional names at birth, go to your grandmother, go to and any elder you know, and ask them they could give you, if they could dream or meditate or pray for your name. And what I do,
your spirit name.
This, who you are.
Yeah, because I know that you were teaching that our physical name is not our name. You say I am, and that your spirit name is your I am, and that your given name is like your legal name.
Yes, and so there's a difference between my name and I am. So when you have a spirit name, you say I am, and for you following what you've written down, you would say I am Butterfly, and when you're in a circle, people say Lokodaktisnikas, which Jiboy is my name. I've never used it because I've got my own language, but you could do it. Let's just say it's better to learn the people that you're with. In this land, it would be Ojibwe. Learn to say it in Ojibwe, your name, and also learn when you're circling in, like you said, Disney cards and Dunjuban.
Yeah, so I'll give some translations because this is kind of like people are listening from all over the place and they're not even from Canada or Ontario like we are. So what she's talking about is when you're in ceremony, you do give a greeting so that the spirits can understand who you are. You give your name, and that you also introduce yourself to the rest of the group. So when you get the feather or the talking stick, then you pass it around and you introduce yourself, and then the spirits. Basically, your spirit name, you're introducing yourself to the spirit, so they know you're there. So you'd say Ani, which is hello. And there's a little bit more to it than that, but Ani Winnibozo is the more formal way. And then you'd say your name.
Mhm.
So you'd say Winnie in Biznikas, which is Winnie, I am called. Then Joshua Bizen, which is, well, that would be Martin clan. Martin. Dodem Inindao would be you're introducing your clan, the group that you're from. So you're going to be at some point giving me the clan and
Yes.
the Dodem and the name.
Yes.
So you introduce your clan, and then you say from where you are. So you say your location.
No.
And then Nundiba.
Where you're from means where your ancestors came from. What soil were your ancestors from? Like
Not where
you
you are
don't
now.
say my grandparents came from Europe. Where in Europe? Maybe at Scotland, northern Scotland. The more clarification you give, the better the people in that circle and the spirits can pinpoint who you are. And also, the other thing which you don't have to share, but if you could know your colors, because there's spirits that only see colors of another spirit.
Mm.
They don't know the name, but if they see you with that color, they could recognize you. But if you say your name, you who you are, they go, there she is.
There she is.
Yeah,
She's part of the circle. So that's like a ceremonial greeting that we're talking about.
Mhm.
So as you're going around the circle, that's what you would do. There's something else that is part, as I'm talking about it, because we'll probably close up pretty soon. What we do when we ask for teachings, we offer tobacco. So I have made a special tobacco pouch that I've been wearing, and I said prayers on its prayer pouch for you because you gave these teachings today.
Mm-hmm.
And the tobacco that is in here
Yes.
is ceremonial tobacco. It's organic. It was from that place close by, your place.
Okay.
And it was from a fundraiser pouch. So you're getting premium prayers there. You got.
Yes, good. Yeah, tobacco is, sorry, tobacco, while we're on the subject, there are different types of tobacco now. In traditional times, we have natural tobacco growing. And so when we offer that tobacco, there is nothing added, no chemicals. Whereas nowadays, we have tobacco that's already finely cut, or we have cigarettes, and those have chemicals in them. And like for me, I would prefer giving pure. And even when I do the other medicines, I clean them so finely. Yeah, I overdo it. I'm cursed that way. But for people, if you honor and respect yourself, I'll say, you will do the best you can. Whatever. If you're cleaning your tobacco, if you're cleaning your sweet grass, cleaning your house, cleaning yourself, do the best you can. Do it in honor of yourself so that when you give that tobacco to someone, you are giving of your best, and you will find that you walk straight all the time. You're not arrogant proud, but you have that quiet pride and it shows. So once you get your name, the more you know about yourself, the the more solid you become, the stronger you are, the your spirit. When you were born, many of our native people no longer follow or were forbidden to follow their culture. So they were not given names, they were not given clans and colors, and all of these are forgotten things. And they're walking around lost, and you could see them here and there, drunk, or they have no respect for themselves because they do not know who they are.
Mm.
And once they know who they are, they will. And it's not just natives, it's for everyone on earth. If you know who you are, if you know where you come from, find someone to give you that name, the colors, and the clan if possible. If not, at least the name. And for me, for very important for things I need. I need the name, I need the clan, the colors, and the helper. My helper is the polar bear. Whenever I get into an anxiety situation, I will call on the bear, the spirit of the polar bear. And I could sense, because I've been practicing it all my, not all my life, but since I got my animal, I could sense those paws coming around and holding me straighter and pulling my head up, and my mind is cleared up. And if you've got a helper, an animal helper, some animal who walks with you, it's really helpful with your in any situation. And you will find that um, there was a time I couldn't talk in front of public. I was very shy, very quiet. And now I call upon my grandmothers, my grandfathers, and not just the creator. The creator's busy answering all the other stuff we're doing. So I depend a lot on the grandmothers and the grandfathers and my helper to come and stand with me.
Hmm. In
Yeah.
prayer, the grandmothers in prayer who are coming to, and the helpers.
Mhm.
So those are the things. I had given her a tobacco pouch at one time, not so long ago. So I mean, and the request there was to receive my spirit name, the helper, the colors,
Clan.
and the clan.
Mhm.
So until then, I am part of the Martin clan, which is. But I kind of like being part of all the misfits, and I like being one of the people who are in the. You know what my favorite flower is?
Yes.
The pansy. It just kind of grows right there in the middle of the
Yes.
crack with like 2 grains of sand and barely any water. And I'm like, man, that is me. I am a pansy. Why do we call people you're a pansy? Like it's a little weakness thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, man. I grow in the middle of rocks with nothing. I'm on a shoelace budget and I grow and I rock. I am a pansy.
Yes.
Take this.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so why do I even talk about that? I'll have to watch this video again later. What the heck was I talking about fancy flowers for?
Well, we're like flowers. Everybody, if we don't have just 4 kinds of flowers or one, we've got tons. Same way with trees, same way with animals. Sometimes we think we know what a bear is, but no. There's a polar bear, a grizzly bear, a black bear, a brown bear, Kodiak bear, all these bears that are similar but different. Same way with the flowers. And if you connect with your flowers, there's some people who are very connected to the plants. I am connected to people.
You are.
Yes.
You are. I'm flipping through. I'm being very nosy and touching all of her paper. She came with all of this paper, and oh my goodness, we're gonna have to meet a lot. I'm gonna have to invest in a whole tobacco industry just to ask you to do all these teachings. She's got I'm like so happy. Oh, I thought Sema. I thought it was Sema, like SEMA for tobacco. It's Sema. I guess it's how you pronounce it.
It's where you are.
It's phonetic.
Yeah, in Ojibwe they say Asema, ASSEMA.
Okay, so we're gonna close up. We got the teaching for the dream catchers, which is what we wanted. Oh, you can answer your phone. And thank you very much for coming. I'm just going to close up and talk to you again very soon. Okay?
Oh, well, I'll
Take
get
care,
him
people.
ready and we'll
Bye-bye.
talk him over, okay?